KFCShow.com.
Well, there's no end in sight for the strike by Amazon workers affiliated with the Teamsters Union. Fox Business correspondent Max Gordon has more from an Amazon facility in the City of Industry, California.
This strike is growing. Delivery drivers over at an air hub here in Southern California, as well as at a warehouse over on Staten Island, have joined in on this strike. This after workers walked off the job early Thursday morning. These are drivers for firms that contract with Amazon. In total, workers are striking at 9 different Amazon facilities nationwide. Organized by the Teamsters Union, which claims to represent 10,000 Amazon delivery drivers, the workers say they're demanding a fair union contract that guarantees wages, health care, and safety.
Amazon accusing the Teamsters Union of putting out a false narrative about life at their warehouses. The NYPD says they've arrested a man they say is responsible for the death of a woman on a Brooklyn subway train. Fox's Gernal Scott with more from New York City.
NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch said police believe a person of interest, now in custody, allegedly set a woman on fire as she sat next to him when a subway car stopped at a Brooklyn station.
With the help of an MTA employee and a fire extinguisher, the flames were put out. Unfortunately, it was too late, and the victim was pronounced on the scene.
Once photos of the person of interest, who police say watched the woman burn for a short time, were released, Commissioner Tisch said some high school-aged New Yorkers saw the suspect and notified police. There is said to be video of the entire incident that will aid the investigation. In New York City, Gernal Scott, Fox News.
The NYPD did not reveal the identities of the suspect and the victim. Police say that they are still investigating, but believe that the two did not know each other. I'm Ted Linder. This is Fox News.
Well, bless my biscuits. The holidays are here, and KFC's got just what you need to make them finger-licking festive. Our new KFC Holiday Feast, packed with 12 pieces of my world-famous fried chicken, hearty sides, and fluffy biscuits. And here's the kicker. You'll get a glass casserole dish with your KFC Holiday Feast. Hosting a smaller gathering, our 6-piece holiday meal is just as delicious and perfect for cozy celebrations. This holiday season, take a break. Let KFC do the cooking while you enjoy the loving. KFC, it's finger-licking good for the holidays.
Boss 104, The Point, and Star 101, in collaboration with Guam Premier Outlets, present the 2025 Health and Wellness Fair. Saturday, January 11th, join us as we showcase an array of healthcare businesses to help guide you into a lifestyle of healthy habits and wellness. Booths are available now. If you're a business that specializes in eating healthy, exercising, being mindful, and more, call 888-7346 and ask for Doris, Daryl, Shanzi, or Allie. For more information about the 2025 Health and Wellness Fair, call 888-RDIO.
Introducing Nissan Guam's exclusive first-time buyer program. Perfect for those with little or no credit history, no cosigner required. It's simple. You apply, we approve. You drive away in your brand new Nissan. Low monthly payments, perfect for any budget. Get started on your finance pre-qualification at NissanGuam.com or call their helpful sales team at 671-647-7261 today. On approved credit, conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
The time is 6:06. Veterans with Benefits is live on air with your hosts Anthony Tyron and Corinna Ballista. Here we go.
Half a day. Welcome back. You're listening to us on The Point on 93.3. You can call into 671-888-TALK. First, we're going to thank our sponsors, Ambrose Inc., Zuilo.org. Thank you, Pete and Tim, right? Tim helped us, is assisting us. And then Hebzibah Clinic, yes. Domino's Pizza, Master Blaster for all your water sandblasting needs. American Legion, 11Z's. What's her name over there?
Oh, Gwen with the glasses. And she says her recommendation for a drink from 11Z's is Irish truffle.
Irish truffle. All right. Thank you. Oh, and they offer 11% discount for veterans.
Yes.
And for military.
Thank you, Miss Grace. We haven't seen you in a while. You need to come see us. And they have another location at the mall.
The mall. Yes. That's
right.
a really nice location. I really like that one.
Both of them are really nice.
Yes. So, Veteran of the Week Francisco Rivera Perez retired. Mr. Rivera Perez served with the 82nd Airborne Division. His MOS was 51 Hotel, 411 Engineering Battalion, 297 Engineering Company. He was part of Operation Power Pack. Operation Power Pack was a U.S. military intervention in the Dominican Republic from April to September 1965. It was aimed to stabilize the country during a period of intense political upheaval and civil war following the overthrow of President Juan Bosch in 1963. After the overthrow of democratically elected President Bosch, the country experienced political unrest and social discontent. President Johnson ordered the deployment of U.S. Marines and later the elements of the 82nd Airborne Division, eventually involving over 22,000 troops. The nation was riveted on the Dominican Republic when thousands of U.S. troops were part of the intervention, but was overshadowed by the war in Vietnam. Veterans look back at the Dominican Republic's significance and its important role in Fort Bragg's history. For the Army, this was the first test of the new road concept, Reorganization Objective Army Division, designed to develop flexible, deployable forces capable of responding to multiple contingencies. Operation Power Pack proved the success of the road concept by proving that the United States military could move rapidly and forcefully to defend its interests in the Western Hemisphere. Mr. Francisco's message to the military community is that when we are young and serving in the military, we feel 100% great. Then we leave the military life and we become weak, but our hearts still bleed for our country. Thank him for his service. Let us honor him for his service. Mr. Perez, retired Veteran of the Week.
Hey.
And thank you to Ms. Borja from the Red Cross for submitting his name. She ran into him at Naval Hospital, and she asked him if we could share his story and share his pictures for the show as Veteran of the Week, and he said yes.
Did I get that right? It was 82nd Airborne?
And then Veteran...
82nd Airborne?
82nd.
Yes.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yes, and you know, one of the things we also wanted to say was Dane over at Domino's has a free pizza for Mr. Perez or anyone in his family that he wants to give it to. So stop by and grab that pizza. It's a free pizza for you being Veteran of the Week. And it's one of the ways that Domino's and our show can show some support for you and the things you've done and your service. It's the least we can do.
I'll do Veteran Tip of the Week, and then you'll do Veteran Question of the Week.
I'm good with that.
Okay, so Veteran Tip of the Week is please check your dependent status. If you're receiving compensation and benefits, please check your your dependent status. So a lot of veterans don't know that you can count your dependents, that's your spouse or your children that are under the age of 18 or 18 to 26 still going to school full time. So if you fall in that category, please check your status online at va.gov. It is really easy. It takes less than 2 minutes to add them as your dependent, and then you'll get the back pay if you weren't including them as your dependent from the day that you submitted the paperwork online. And then Anthony will be giving you giving you the question of the week.
The question of the week is, if I am 100% temporary disabled, can I get an ID card? And the answer is a temporary 100% disability rating does not automatically grant eligibility for certain military dependent benefits, such as a military ID card for your spouse, because it is not considered permanent and total. Military dependent benefits are typically tied to the veteran's classification as permanently and totally disabled, a status that indicates the condition is not expected to improve. Eligibility for a dependent military ID card. Permanent and total rating. Once your disability rating is considered permanent and total by the VA, your spouse becomes eligible for a dependent military ID. This ID provides access to benefits such as commissary privileges, exchange privileges, and MWR services, morale, welfare, and recreation. Official documentation. The VA must formally designate your rating as permanent and total. You can verify this on your VA award letter, which would explicitly state the status. Next steps. Contact the VA if you believe your condition warrants a permanent and total designation. Discuss this with your VA, or your Veterans Service Officer. Review and update if you later receive a permanent 100% rating, you can apply for your spouse's ID card through the DEERS Defense Enrollment Eligibility Reporting System. Period. Hard stop. Oh, I'm sorry. No. So one of the things we talk about is when we talk about permanent and total. So this is what we would generally tell the veterans to ensure that when they review their disability documentation, that this is something that's on there. And it's commonly referred to as P&T, which stands for permanent and total. Now, this is where we've discussed in the past about the different types of 100%. So on this particular one, it's a temporary 100%. So when you finally get to something that would put you in the more permanent ones, which would be what's known as scheduler, as well as just 100%. Now, when you do this, permanent and total is something that your doctor or the medical or treating physician would indicate that your condition will not improve. If you are just 100% scheduler without the P&T, you can go to your doctor and ask your doctor to provide documentation that your condition will not improve, and you could submit that, and then you can be granted permanent and total. Now, generally speaking, when you go through the VA disability process, it's pretty much being given to you by the VA, or you're let known that you have a disability that will not improve. So that's the answer to the question of the week. Jose, did you have any questions?
Back to you, Charlie.
Okay, thank you. And I wanted to touch a little bit on Mr. Perez's. He is, it looks like from his photos, he's airborne and air assault. Airborne for sure because he's 82nd. Many of our veterans who have jumped out of aircraft, and that's generally in the Army, they're considered airborne. So these folks generally will have multiple musculoskeletal conditions based on them jumping out of a plane. Even the rigorous training to get through airborne training, that in and of itself puts a lot of stress on the joints, the bones, and a lot of times these things don't take their toll until later in life when, you know, you start wondering why you're getting all these aches and pains, and a lot of it comes from doing things like jumping out of planes. Now, there are a few folks that have multiple jumps, and when you're starting to look at multiple jumps, then, you know, there's a higher chance that your musculoskeletal system is not going to be doing too well after all those jumps. There's also the whole idea behind being air assault. Air assault generally doesn't have the same impact, but there is a possibility that even just utilizing fast roping techniques or techniques that you rappel off of a chopper, these are techniques that still put you at risk of having musculoskeletal challenges later on. So for those of you that have that, get to your doctor, talk to them, and you have a very good opportunity of helping yourself to get rated for some of these conditions, most especially if you had those in service.
All right. So congratulations to Veteran of the Week. Thank you for sharing the question of the week, Anthony. So we have a few things to cover. First of all, look at my cute little hat. Anthony didn't want to wear one. Jose, that's why I only got 2. Because I told Anthony, oh, next show we're going to wear a hat. He said, I'm not wearing that.
Well, it's not in my color. It has to be
You're
camouflage.
wearing a Guam flag. It's
but
right.
it's got to be camouflage.
Jose, is he wearing a Guam flag?
I need a camouflage.
He's wearing
Santa hat.
he's wearing a Guam flag. And anyway, that's okay. 2 of us are fine. Right, Jose? Happy holidays. I think he wants to be the Grinch.
Bah humbug.
Somebody has to.
Anyways, Christmas is this week. We have a bunch of things to talk about. Events coming up and then events that have passed.
Before you do that, can I say hello to Knox
yes.
and Aaliyah? And Knox and Aaliyah say Merry Christmas to all our veterans out there and all the people in Guam. So Merry Christmas from Knox and Aaliyah.
All right.
Okay, you may continue.
Okay. So anyways, you can't really see my hat in the on the camera. Can you see it now?
Yes, they can.
Let me see.
It's a
No,
little,
because the point is blocking it. That's why the sign. I'm looking. It's okay. That's good.
okay.
It's good. Okay.
It looks very Christmassy.
It is the Guam seal, red
Is
and
that
blue.
even a word, Christmassy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Jose
It's
approves.
green.
It's Christmassy.
Yes.
He's
Okay,
wearing
there.
one.
I
There.
fixed it.
Very nice.
I think so. It just looks odd, but it's okay. Okay, so upcoming events. HMI, which is a nonprofit veteran organization on the island. Anthony and I are the hosts of this radio show, as well as the president and vice president of a nonprofit organization called HMI. Everyone always asks what it stands for. Ihanano Imagahe Zani Anina, shortened to HMI, and in English that means the way, the truth, and the light. So what we do, one of the main things we do is we hold a monthly benefits boot camp for veterans who haven't filed their claim yet, don't know where they're at, they've been denied, not sure where they're at, where they're supposed to be going. Guard and reserve, you can file as soon as you raise your hand and you know you've been injured or hurt on duty. BDD program, that's active duty. If you're getting ready to separate or retire, you should attend. And those that have been denied, you should attend. So the next one we have is January 7, 8, and 9 at the Assen Mayor's office. And it'll be from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., sometimes to 9, depending on how many questions veterans have and depending on how long the activities take. We do a lot of presentations, testimonies, and then hands-on, just so you know. It's meant to empower veterans to own their claim, so you can file your claim all on your own. And the boot camp is absolutely free. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Assen Mayor's office. To register, go to our website www.hmiguam.com.
And to share why our VSOs need a lot of help out there. We've been getting a big number of active duty folks that are coming to us asking us questions about, what the process is like. And so we've guided them, and the last 2 that were active duty got 90%, right? Both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the good thing about that is if you're already at 90% and you are retired, you can get both pay.
Yes.
Retirement pay and
Concurrent.
your disability pay.
Yes,
so
concurrent.
so that's another good reason to do it. The folks that we've been talking to who are on active duty, although they do get things like yellow ribbon when they get back from deployment, and they got a TAPS, and they have always get a PowerPoint presentation that is so
It's more like check the box. So whenever veterans,
I want it to be nice, but you're absolutely right. It's like they sometimes say it's death by PowerPoint.
yes, and like you said, like today, there was a veteran that we ran into today where they're on leave, but before they went on leave, terminal leave, they're completely separating from the military. The only thing that they were required to do was to go through TAPS, and that was just to check a box for an out processing checklist. Nowhere in that TAPS briefing was he informed of filing for his VA benefits. Right,
and then another thing to think. Another thing to think about, right, is when you're getting out, right, you have to take that time, and you have up to 1 year to get that information documented. But why not document it while you're in? So that's another idea about what's going on. One other thing about our nonprofit, we are not mandated by stats. If you are a VSO, you are constantly being checked on as to how many claims you got properly put together, and we've seen some work of VSOs just recently that we've seen better days from the VSOs, and it appears that there are things that they need a lot of help with. And
just because you hold a title doesn't mean you know what you're doing.
Well, and I think more importantly, the message is they're very busy, and
that's no excuse.
And that's
no excuse.
That's what they're there for. But they also are rated. So if I am a VSO, I would want to help active duty people. And the reason I'd want to help the active duty is because they're so much easier. If I'm a VSO, why would I want to go help a Vietnam veteran when that person has a really, really difficult time?
Well, that's not fair to the ones that are separated and didn't even know they could file.
Right, and that's the point we're making, right? But here's the thing. There is no shortage of veterans out there that need the help, and we got to get them that help. So so that's something we got to remember is all you active duty folks, if you have not gotten any background on what goes on when you're going through your VA exit and things like these types of things, you should come to our boot camp. And when is the next one?
January 7, 8, 9 at Aston Mayor's office. Let's say hello to those online. Charlie Hermosa says, "Happy holidays, guys." Brennan Fausto gives us a salute. Joanne Fullerton says, "Nice hat," and "Happy holidays." And then Brennan Fausto, "Good evening, y'all. Merry Christmas and veteran warfighters." And then we have Elizabeth Kitchetu. She says, "Watching." Abe Mora, "Merry Christmas, HMI family."
Yes.
Hello. All right. So the next thing that's happening, so January 7, 8, 9 is the boot camp, and the next thing that's happening is the Veterans Convention. Jose, I know I sent you that the image. So this was the VetCon that we've all been waiting for. So this was pushed out to veteran leaders, veteran organization leads. So it was to ask for your 10 people, and this is you to RSVP. So that's all the information we have now. If we get an agenda, we'll share that. But it's going to be at the Dusit, 8 to 1500, so 8 to 3 p.m. 10 January. So that's the Friday. So that's something that I think we've been looking forward to since the legislature appropriated some money. I think 100,000.
Yes, and,
wow,
and there's supposed to be some other events with that, right? So,
hopefully,
these are public funds that are designed to take care of our veterans out there. So veterans, reach out to these folks and let them know your thoughts about what's going on. And, we'll try to have a good time out there.
Well, we don't know what it's about, so we'll see.
When you say we don't know...
We don't know what's on the agenda, but I do know that we were requested
that should be
present.
coming out, though, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting. And good job to our GOVA, our director and the folks down there for getting this this veteran convention off the ground and finally available for our veterans to attend. We need to get as many of our veterans into this event. So good job. Thank you for doing a good job.
And then the next thing I want to bring up was we didn't have much time last show, was Reach Across America. So even though the deadline has passed for Guam and the Reach Across America around the nation was on December 14th, Saturday, this is an ongoing fundraiser. So Reach Across America is year-round. So already the website has been reset. So the next Reach Across America Saturday will be on December 13, 2025. And so you can still purchase a wreath today. And so for those that forgot, we'll keep pushing it out because, like I said, it's an ongoing thing. And if you have wreaths there, because I know the VA cemeteries, they're very strict on what can be placed on the resting places. I did confirm that if you have a wreath placed there, that it will stay there for at least a few more days after the new year. So if you would like to purchase a wreath, HMI is one of the sponsors. So you just go to Wreaths Across America and then search HMI Guam, or send us a message on our website. We'll also put it there on our website. But
That's for next year, though.
For next year. So the deadline for Guam was November 5th, 2024. So if you went online and you purchased your wreath after that, it counted for the next for 2025. So these are the Wreaths Across America future dates. So like I said, this is an ongoing fundraiser all across the U.S.
And who brings those wreaths in for us?
I'm not sure. I think Matson brought it in this year. I'm not sure. What do you mean?
And usually they're the ones that bring it in, right?
Okay.
So are they bringing it in by ship?
I'm not sure.
We're not sure.
I'm not sure how it happened.
Okay. Now, did all the wreaths arrive on time?
I'm not sure. I know the day of the ceremony, only a certain number arrived, and then more arrived on Monday. Then I think more arrived on Tuesday.
Do we know how many grave sites we have down there? Or
Over 5,000.
Over 5,000. Are you aware of what the number of wreaths?
600 were purchased.
So you're saying that we have 5,000 places to put wreaths, but we only had 600 come in.
No, that's not the correct way to say it. The correct way to say it is families only sponsored 600 wreaths, because coming in, that's a responsibility of the organizations and the family members. It's a fundraiser. So if they wanted them, they'd have to purchase them. It doesn't fall on the government. It doesn't fall on the federal government. It falls on whoever would like to purchase it as a fundraiser.
Okay, and that's what Wreaths Across America is for.
It's a fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser.
Yes.
So only those that have the means, right, and can buy them are the ones that get the wreaths.
They're $17.
But if there are veterans that are out there at the cemetery and they don't have a family member and they don't have an organization, then they get no wreath.
Well, that's where the public comes in. If you don't have a family member resting at the cemetery, you can sponsor a wreath.
And who's in charge of our cemetery?
The local Guam VA office.
Okay, and they might hint that, hey, maybe there's 5,000 minus 600 that are still without a wreath. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, yes. For 2024, the deadline is passed, unfortunately.
Right.
But it's something that we should strive for in 2025.
Yeah, and we should start now, like today, right?
Definitely, yes. Definitely.
Okay.
That's why we're announcing it.
Yeah.
Because the new year hasn't started yet, but it has been reset.
Go ahead, sir.
No, I just wanted to comment. I was at the Veterans Cemetery Friday because we buried my wife's uncle there. He's a retired Air Force.
Okay.
And I was amazed of how you could still smell the wreaths and that pine in the air. And again, there's not a lot of wreaths that are laid out on the crypts and the tombs there, but it made an impact, just a small amount. Imagine if we had a lot more blanketing the cemetery and just having that scent of pine, a remembrance, and it really does bring also a bit of nostalgia to people when they see them.
And I think, right, preserving them on the trip here might be the challenge as well, right? So that could be why, like it's difficult to get them here and still have them really nice. And you've done this 2 years in a row now.
Yes.
Right? And when you see these wreaths, they're fairly substantial and nice. And,
Oh, yeah, they're nice.
Yeah.
But
they're stuffed in a box.
They're in a box.
So you got to kind of
So
fluff
the
them up and
volunteers,
make them look nice.
yes, the volunteers of the family that placed them should fluff them up.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, they are really nice and they're fresh.
And they smell good. That's a good thing.
They do. They smell really good.
So I know one idea that was tossed around at the Guam Veterans Task Force was, what if we get what are they called? Like the ones that are not real?
And then there goes the fundraiser.
That's right. And we didn't want to talk about that, right? We want to raise funds for that. But do we weigh the fundraising versus some folks not getting anything?
I like the fundraising option.
I know you like that.
And also, it's an honor to lay the wreaths.
Jose, what do you think about?
I concur. Let's do a better job, Guam.
Yeah, very nice.
What
Okay.
did he say?
We'll do a better job. And we're going to...
Oh, yes. Well, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we will talk about more things. I was gonna tell them what we're gonna talk about, but no, I want them to come back.
All
we'll
right.
see when we return.
Santa's coming in. Things are looking up. Bank Pacific has rolled out Rudolph's favorite My Christmas Loan with an annual percentage rate as low as 5.4% and up to $50,000. And with our Bank Pacific Visa debit card, you have the flexibility of using your money where you want, when you want. My Christmas Loan. Contactless Visa debit card. Let's make Christmas merrier in 24. Equal opportunity lender. Credit conditions apply. 70 years of holiday cheer.
Boss 104, The Point, and Star 101, in collaboration with the Guam Premier Outlets, present the 2025 Health and Wellness Fair. Spend the first part of your new year with us. Enjoy an array of healthcare businesses showcasing how they can help you create a journey of wellness and how to create healthy habits. Mark the date, January 11th, for the 2025 Health and Wellness Fair, presented by Star 101, Boss 104, The Point, and Guam Premier Outlets.
Hi, this is Jerry Roberts. What's happening in the workplace? What about your job and career? What ideas will find their way into your world? That's what you get with the Extra Point every day on The Ray Gibson Show here on 93.3 FM. Sometimes it's about what's in the news, or working relationships, or how to get further and do better. I try to make it interesting, inspiring, and hopefully sneak a little fun in too. Be a part of it. 7:25 weekday mornings. The Extra Point. Brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank.
And we're back. You're listening to us on The Point 93.3. You can call in to 671-888-TALK. We'll say hello to those joining us online. Tino Consequeo, Merry Christmas from Portugal. See you when I get back. Stay safe, everyone. Bill Salisbury, Biba HMI, Merry Christmas. All right. Thank you, guys. So we wanted to talk about, Charlie Hermosa said yes, by ship. That's what the wreaths were sent here by ship.
Very good.
Yes. So we wanted to talk about, because, it was rolling around everywhere. We couldn't avoid it. The shutdown. So veterans, of course, were worried, like what how does that impact us? So services, in case of another shutdown, but crisis was averted. But in case of another one, what will happen? What services will be impacted to veterans? So VA will cease providing transition program assistance and career counseling. Call centers like for VA's GI Bill and National Cemetery Applicant Assistant will be closed. VA benefits regional offices will be closed. Public affairs and outreach to veterans will cease, including social media, vet resources, emails, and responses will cease. And then no ground maintenance or placement of permanent headstones at VA cemeteries. Applications for pre-need burial at VA cemeteries will not be processed. No printing of new presidential memorial certificates. No outreach to state, country, tribal, municipal, faith-based, and community-based partners by VA Central Office. So those would be the services that are impacted if there ever was a shutdown, because we don't know. I think, when they signed it, it was just a continuance. Yes?
Continuing resolution?
I think so.
Yep.
And then what will not be impacted? This is important. VA medical centers, outpatient clinics, and vet centers will be open as usual and providing all services. VA benefits will continue to be processed and delivered, including compensation, pension, education, and housing benefits. Burials will continue at VA national cemeteries. Applications for headstones, markers, and burial benefits processing will continue. The Board of Veteran Appeals will continue decisions on veteran cases. Call centers like 1-800-MY-VA-411 and the Veterans Crisis Line 988 will still remain open 24/7. And suicide prevention programs, Homelessness services and caregiver support will continue. And then if you do have any question, you guys, like we always say, get your information from va.gov. That's where the facts are at. No he said, she said stuff, guys. Always get your facts online from va.gov. And did you want to... Yes, Jose, did you want to say something?
Just the facts, ma'am.
Okay. Did you want to say something, Anthony?
I think we're going into talking about the
holiday?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Holiday season.
Okay.
Holiday message, holiday season.
Well, just talking about Christmas is coming up, and for many of us, there are men and women that are actually on deployment, and they won't be with their families.
This
and
Christmas.
yeah, we want to pray for them and wish them strength and protection out there where they're at, and hopefully they can be as good as they can where they're at. And there's those that are now back home, and these are folks that may have missed, just like those that have missed them today or in this deployment. There are veterans that have experienced that in the past, and now that they're home, right? We hope that they would take advantage of being around their family and truly get involved in all the things that they have missed while they were gone. So, for the Christmas season, it's bittersweet. So we wish them all well.
I think some TV stations, they used to do, I know I used to see the message from home or message from abroad, right?
Yeah, for those of us that watch TV.
Some
of us can't afford a TV.
I think people can afford it. Just no one has no one wants to pay for the cable because all the streaming services.
Yeah, and they used to do that for those that were deployed, right?
Yes.
They jump on the TV.
Like a Christmas
I haven't
message.
seen that or heard that. Have you?
Me neither. Let's reach out to our friends.
Well, I think they're not really deployed anymore, or at least they're not.
There are some people that are still deployed.
We understand that they're deployed, but it's not the type of deployment. So, remember, we just got out of the Gulf War era. So at the moment, we are not at war.
But people are still deployed.
They are. And
yes.
We've heard from a lot of remember when we did that, we got on that ship that was out here? What was that?
I don't remember what it was.
We went on there with the Armed Forces.
The Alabama one.
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, yes. That was a cool coin, right, Jose?
So,
yeah, that was a cool coin.
So those folks told us that there are people that are deployed and they are getting shot at out there. So, there are deployments. They're not considered, official, being at war type of thing for the U.S., but our boys and girls are out there supporting some of the missions.
No, that's good. Well, let's see if there's any messages. What I wanted to ask you was the government shutdown, but then you went into the holiday season message about the government shutdown. If you wanted to say anything.
No, I don't. I won't comment on the shutdown. It's something that has been averted, so there's no need for me to discuss anything further with that.
I'm talking about the veterans' perspective, because a lot of veterans, were freaking out, and I know you said that, hey, guys, don't worry about our pay, because our pay is...
Generally, our pay will always be available. The problem would be when they shut down, the employees that are supposed to run our pay are not there to run the pay. So our pay is there, and it's ahead of a lot of things, because even if you do have a continuing resolution, the pay for disability for veterans is waiting to be given to us in case there's a shutdown. But it is there, and generally speaking, they get it out if they have to.
So those are the things we wanted to talk about. Oh, who do we have? Oh, Marvin. Marvin came online. Marvin Crisostamo says, Merry Christmas. Woohoo. Oh, everyone's saying Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Who else? Benny Rosalind. Karina, you're awesome. Miss Santa, Merry Christmas to you and Team HMI. Wow, Tony, awesome. Santa hat. Benny, he didn't want to wear one. He didn't want to wear it.
It doesn't fit on my head. That's supposed to tell us something.
No, that's okay. That's okay. And what else did you want to mention?
right now it's a tough time, but right now we would think that the VA is going to be 100% up and running after the continuing resolution. But what we got to remember is that the VA are people too. What does that mean? It means that, they take vacations and they go out there. And this is why we tell our veterans, don't wait until Christmas to turn your claim in and then start wondering, why isn't anybody doing anything about it, right? We should get that claim in now so that it'll get taken care of in a couple of months or so, and then you'll get a result, and then you can work on it from there. So just keep that in mind that, the VA employees are human, and they take vacations too, and just like every other organization, agency, or entity out there, this is usually the time of year that most of them try to go out and, spend time with their families as well. Okay.
Which is also a good segue into, a lot of, what HMI did was we normally do chatting with the coach twice a week, and we do boot camp once a month. But the last chatting with the coach we had was last week, Wednesday. We didn't have one Saturday, and we're not going to have one until January 4th. Because we too are human, and we too need a break from this long year of 2024. 2025 has so many good things coming, which we will announce as they get finalized. But we do want to remind veterans that HMI too, we're also human. So a veteran just tried to call me, and I'm like, hey, we're on air. It's hard to remind veterans, there's so many out there that need help, and it just goes to show when we're on air that when we're done, we return messages, we return phone calls, because for an hour, we're here trying to spread the message for veterans by veterans. But we'll take a break, and when we come back, I'm going to talk about the 2.5% increase for veterans coming in 2025.
Bless my biscuits. The holidays are here, and KFC's got just what you need to make them finger-licking festive. Our new KFC Holiday Feast, packed with 12 pieces of my world-famous fried chicken, hearty sides, and fluffy biscuits. And here's the kicker. You'll get a glass casserole dish with your KFC Holiday Feast. Hosting a smaller gathering, our 6-piece holiday meal is just as delicious and perfect for cozy celebrations. This holiday season, take a break. Let KFC do the cooking while you enjoy the loving. KFC, it's finger-licking good for the holidays.
Attention all sales superstars. Choice Broadcasting is looking for a dynamic radio sales executive to join our winning team. Do you thrive on building relationships, have a knack for closing deals, and love the fast pace of radio sales? If so, we want you. You'll enjoy a competitive salary, excellent commissions, and the chance to work with the best in the broadcasting business. Apply now at the Choice Broadcasting office in Tamuning.
And we're back. You're listening to us on The Point 93.3. You can call in a 671-888-TALK. And those that are joining us online, I thought I saw a comment here. Hold on one second. Who is that from? Nope. Okay. Nope. Oh, yes. Darn it. Sorry, guys. Facebook is being crazy. It just wants to hop around, jump around, not letting me see all the things I want to read. So this message is from Monica Thomas. Happy holidays to the HMI group. Happy holidays, Monica. Thank you. And we got a phone call. Let's take the phone call.
Really? Here we go.
We raised from the VA for that 2.5. How does that work?
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes. Who's this, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, and who's calling?
I can barely hear you.
You can barely hear me.
Hold on
Gosh.
for a second. Can you hear me better?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're fading away.
I'm
Anyway,
fading.
I wanted to ask you.
What does that mean, fading? Jose?
You spoke something about.
Is his radio too loud or?
Okay, no, go ahead. What's your question?
My question is, I just overheard I guess that wonderful lady next to you. We're going to be getting like a 2.5 pay interest. In January or something.
Yes.
How does that work?
So with regard to the 2.5 increase, she's about to talk about it, and she will be announcing it in a second here. She's got it all written down, and she's going to announce it. But when you say how does it work, it's almost every year the Congress puts money together for the veterans and gives us an increase on our benefit.
So it's like you're saying, let's say you're making $2,000 a month in the VA, so you percentage that the 2.5 into that 2,000 times whatever
that's correct
comes out, right?
Yes, sir.
So you'd be getting like maybe an additional $100, $200 to your paycheck for that matter, right?
If that's what it equates to, yes. My math is not that
something like
good.
that, right?
Yes, I hear you. You're right.
Yeah, I'm going to hang up and I'm going to hear what's basically that's only my question too.
All right.
I'm a disabled veteran. I'm a 100% disabled veteran.
Okay.
All right. So
congratulations.
Yeah.
So I have the amount.
I'm a Vietnam vet.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm a Vietnam vet. So
thank you.
I just wanted to kind of find out, what that actually means.
Okay.
Thank
so
you.
so
Thank
it's every year the cost of living, so it's reflected the same as Social Security. So whenever the percentage goes up, also it gets approved for veterans receiving compensation. So I'll read the percentage. Are you still there? Are you still online?
He said he's going to hang up and listen.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'll just start with 10%. So this is veteran only, okay? I'm not reading the veteran spouse or veteran spouse with one child, veteran spouse with 2 children, 3 children, 4 children, or additional child, 18-year-old going to school, or spousal aid and attendant. So 10%, it will go up to $175.51. $175.51. At 20%, it goes up to $346.95. At 30%, it'll go up to $537.42. At 40%, $774.16. At 50%, $1,102.04. And 60%, $1,395.93, 70%, $1,759.18, 80%, $2,044.89, at 90%, $2,297.95. And 100% veteran alone is $3,831.30. So when you think of this, just think of this as a base number. This is not including special monthly compensation. This is not including dependent or dependent child going to school or a spouse that needs aid and attendance. So those are the figures with the 2.5% increase. If you do need to know more of the figures, you can send us a message on Facebook or post on Facebook or call in if you want to know the other ones. But you can look this up on va.gov. The 2025 pay should already be posted.
Very good. And Henry Martin says, Merry Christmas to everyone. He's listening online.
Oh, thank you. Thank you to the Martins.
I just want to take this opportunity to remind the listeners that if there's something that they missed, that they could always go back to the Facebook archives on the Point website. That's the official website of this radio station. And your organization also has a YouTube page which streams this program that they could also review past programs.
Yes, those are fun. I went back and answered some questions on our YouTube page.
I think we have another caller.
Oh, another caller. All right.
Hello, caller.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Actually, I just heard her on giving the detail from 10% to 100%. So if I'm 100% disabled, as you know, it I don't know what I receive. So what I'm receiving right now is what. That's not including it, the 2.5% that's coming in on January, right?
No, so the 2.5%, that will be on December 31st pay. So remember, you always get paid after the fact. So the increase will be for January. So we're not in January yet. So our January pay will hit us on December 31st, or depending on what bank you have, it could come 2 days early.
So if I'm making right now $3,800 as a 100% disabled veteran, okay, that's base right now. Now, that only from what that's not including it, the 2.5 that's going to kick in January or at the end of December, right?
That's correct.
That's
So
already
you're
embedded.
probably getting special monthly compensation.
Say again?
You're probably getting special monthly compensation. What is your pay now?
3.8. I think so. It's going to cover the 3.8. Isn't that correct?
But it probably also covers dependents. So are you married, sir? Or
Yes, ma'am. That's why I was going to ask you.
oh yeah.
I'm married.
So your 2024 rate. So 2024 rate, you're getting with one spouse. So $3,946.25. Is that what you're getting right now?
No, I'm getting 3,800 plus, something like that. I think 900. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Okay, so in 2024, the rate would be with the spouse $3,946.25. That's not including any special monthly compensation.
When you say special not compensation monthly, what do you mean by that?
So special monthly compensation is anything. So when the VA rates, right, they rate up to 100%. But because veterans can be more than 100%, they could be 200%, 250%. According to VA math, the VA created something called special monthly compensation. So this is in addition to the base pay that you would get for yourself and your dependent. So there could be more. It just depends on your unique situation and your conditions.
Right now, I just got back from an open heart surgery. I had a 3 bypass triple.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry.
5 years ago, I went to 4 aneurysm, believe it or not, and I survived that. And then I had a ruptured appendix, and I survived that. And of course, 2 of my legs I busted when I was in Vietnam. But given that, right now, the 2.5% right now is not would be add on January. In other words, right now, if I'm making $3,940 some dollars, for example, that will increase, right? That's what you're saying.
Yes, whatever you got deposited into your bank account, it should go higher on January 1st. It will be increased by 2.5%.
So 2.5%. Now, let me ask you one more question. My grandson, who he's going to college using my what do you call that?
GI Bill?
35.
Chapter 35?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Does he also get an increase on that? No.
So, yes. So, Chapter 35 will go up to, do you know if he's full-time, quarter-time, half-time, or what? Do you know what he is?
Well, I know he's making about $1,500 a month for stipends. That's what I know. Something like that.
Okay, so according to Chapter 35, if he's full-time, it'll be in 2025, it will be $1,536 a month stipend.
Okay, so the 1,500. That's not including the 2.5%, is it?
Yes, it is, because in 2024 the rate is $1,488.
Okay, so it went up to 50.
Okay, so that's not much of an increase for him.
Well, 2.5% is small. It's not huge.
Yeah, I know.
It's not huge.
I know. I know. For at one time the VA were Congress had a couple of years ago like 10%. Then I don't know why, but But so if my spouse adds on to that, it doesn't mind because I'm only the veterans, right?
That's a good question. So that was our veteran tip of the week was go on va.gov and check your dependent status. So if you're not getting paid for your spouse, you need to go and check if you are or not.
How do I do that? I don't have the capability of getting into those
a computer
network or whatever.
Okay,
yeah.
you can call.
What I want to do, if all possible,
yes.
You guys have an office or something so I can, because someone was telling me that I could my spouses can be not adding what I earn right now, but I want to know because you keep talking about spouses, and I'm a little bit confused in that portion. So I need more in detail, and I don't want to take the time on the phone too much. But do you guys have a place where I can sit down and talk to you guys on this?
Yes. So Anthony will get your number and you can come see us. So we do a benefits boot camp once a month, chatting with the coach twice a week. We're not doing anything until January 4th, but we'll give you a call. But the fastest way is to call 1-800-827-1000 and see if you're being compensated for your spouse. That means receiving benefits for her.
So when you're saying with my wife receiving a compensation, that's the confusing part that I got confused is when I'm receiving 100%, my wife is added on to that because an extra, she's added into the.
Okay, sir. So we have to get off soon, but we'll give you a call. Okay.
Right. Can you give me your number there? Or
yes, we're gonna give you a call. We got your number.
Okay. Joseph Ramos says Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you, Joseph.
And from us,
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Christmas. Yes.
And Jose too.
Yes.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3.
The president-elect previews his second term. I'm Sue Guzman, Fox News. Donald Trump was at Turning Point USA's America Fest in Phoenix Sunday with his first major speech since his November election win and blasted the Biden administration's handling of the southern border in Arizona.
People that don't know what they're doing, then we're going to change it because your border is